Welcome to tonight's trading night, guys. Tonight's Thursday night call. I wanted to go ahead and introduce myself because I know that every video that I start, I don't introduce myself. These videos are being recorded on YouTube, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself properly this time. People that don't know me, my name's Isaiah. I'm 30 years old, currently living in Denver. Tonight's call with the purpose of sharing some news, sharing some of the trades that I've been in myself this week, and what pairs I'm looking forward to with NFP moving tomorrow. So there's going to be some volatility in the markets for sure. That's for sure, because the first Friday of every month, that's just the way it is, NFP. And for the people that aren't familiar with NFP, it's the non-farmers payroll. So that's where everybody's payroll status and just everything that has to do with people that work a job, people that have a business, it's accounted for every month. So they literally have the stats on everything. And I will go ahead and share some websites towards the end of the call. And if I forget for whatever reason, just reach out to me. That way I can share those websites with you guys. Because there's a lot of information that we can study prior to even the news coming out. Because there's some of those articles that already came out. And if you go through them, you can actually get a step or two ahead of the market. And that's what, that's what we all look for as traders. So I want to just share with you guys, we all are going to experience losses. We're all going to experience, just different feelings of the market. And that's what that's when we're going to be able to understand, what it is that we want to take out of the market and when it is that we want to go in. So I want to just congratulate you guys first and foremost for being on this call, and for the people watching on the replay as well. Thank you guys for watching. Secondly, thank you guys for trading, because I know that trading is one of those things that will impact your life for a lifetime. I know it has for me and my wife. It's a great way to just be a part of something great and just have the opportunity to be able to come together as a team on nights like this and just share our pairs together and just be able to, inspire the world, because that's what we do. A lot of people think that it's really about just the hype, or they think it's about being super, super proper. It really isn't about any of those things. It really is about truly, truly giving your time to yourself, studying your pairs, sticking to your game plan more than anything. Because, I myself, I have a lot of nuggets to share with you guys, but at the same time, it's what is going to be most effective for everyone on this call? So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stick to the pairs that I've been trading this week. That way I myself trade better and I share with you guys the right information. Because I noticed that before I would look at, pairs from different people, because people tell you hey, look at this pair, look at this pair. I myself can look at every pair, but I need to be the first one that's in rhythm with the money. Because everything moves with the DXY, everything moves with gold. For instance, I'll give you guys an example before I get into the illustration. AUDUSD has been moving up because gold's been moving really well. So that's a good nugget to take. So if you're taking notes, AUDUSD usually moves when gold moves. So as gold pulled back up to be in a stable area, that brings that pair up to an area to where it might just continue going back upward. And as I show you guys on the charts here in a second, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen right now. That way you guys can see it. It looks like it's pulling back up, right? So the first pair that I shared with you guys right now, for the people that watched me before I started the recording, it was AUD, USD, USDCAD, EUROUSD, and I believe I shared USDJPY. And then the big winner for the week last week was NZD CAD. I literally called that pair out. That was sweet. It was 300 points. I think 220 points. So this one itself right now retraced obviously from that area where I had that arrow. And just for the people that are watching this right now, that's a good, because right now it's going back upward from what I see. That's still a good 191 points. So I still wouldn't rule out the bear trend, even with the positive numbers in the economy that came out actually today. The numbers came out and they were super positive for the jobs. There's plus 1.4 million more jobs that Donald Trump put in the market. So there's more volume in the market since he did that. So he fixed the economy in the sense of the job market area. So there's going to be more money coming in. So we can expect the economy to slow down a little bit, but not as much as people thought it was going to slow down. He did a really good job with that. He actually made a comment, and I just want to share this for the record, because he's a great president for the people that are trading. I'm going to say this because he said today on a tweet, he said, if we had Joe Biden as our president, the Dow Jones would have crashed today, guys. And he winked. Like, just be prepared for tomorrow. Like we've been saying, it's bull run, it's bull season, and that's what I feel like he's going to do, just from, you know, the way he said it and just everything that's working out in the world. And the first couple of jumps that we saw, the last COVID spike that we saw in March, because in March, everything spiked up. I'm going to go ahead and just go kind of back to that because that's what we're going to get into, because tomorrow's NFP Friday. So tomorrow's a big day for us to catch a lot of volume. And obviously, I shared this with you guys because this has been respecting this Gartley pattern. For the people that, you know, don't know so much about this, this is why I want you guys to schedule the one-on-ones, because when you see this, you start seeing why that next initial jump jumped up, which is this move right here that I just highlighted right there. That next move happened because of the Gartley pattern right next to it. So that's something that you have to understand as a trader. You have to find these patterns. That way you can make an argument and say, this is why I'm going to go in right at 1,700 or 17,000, I should say, 1.170000 for the people that are on this call right now. So if you guys are seeing that, that's a strong support area for me. And then I also have the 16,000 area. That's where the pattern actually started. So until the pair comes down all the way underneath 16,000, I wouldn't take this for a sell. I would wait for it actually, because it could spike up at any time, guys. So if it's a bullish bias, don't be selling it. And that's what this pair's been doing for literally since I called it out, I think at the start of July when we had our baby. It was literally then, because it jumped off of the 61. That's why I had that blue circle right in that area. So if you guys can see the blue circle right in that area, it spiked up from 71 on the Fibonacci. And again, if you guys need help, let me know what you guys need help with, because all this stuff is already marked up. This calls for just basically execution. That way you guys can trust your markups. You know what I mean? That way you guys aren't pulling out of trades or being scared of anything, you know? So that's pretty much the second wave. So as you guys can see, I'm going to draw a line vertical. That way you guys can see what happened after March. Because I know I had a question earlier today. I talked to one of my friends, CJ. I think he's on the call. He was asking me about, like, you know, what happened the last stimulus check. They sent it out. Well, they sent it out in March. So I'm going to zoom in. So as you could see, it went down initially, right? But then it went back up. Because you guys saw that it got traction. Well, if you guys are watching this with me, the people that are going to be like, what are you talking about? That's why you got to pay for the education. Okay, so as you guys can see where I drew that other vertical line, I'm going to draw this right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I'm black. Yeah, that's why I say, guys, like, the people that don't get on these calls, please let me know what you need, because I know these calls, I'm not going to erase any of my markups. That just wouldn't be smart, because I wouldn't bank any money that way. So as you guys can see, that push right there after, you know, that's after the stimulus, guys, because that's May 14th. So it jumped back up. It came down, yes, but then it matched the other side that's drawn in purple. So sometimes it's going to take some time, guys. This is where I want to share with you guys the personal spiritual development is very key. Why? Because you guys are going to have to trust your trade for an entire valley. Okay? And then it spiked up. Right? And it hasn't gone down since then. So if you took your entry in May, you could still be in EUROUSD right now. Like, you'd be able to be in that pair right now without any retracement. You'd be up, let's see. This is why I say with people that are like, well, I want to go get a job and all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, that's cool, dog. I hope that makes you happy. Just don't be complaining around me about your job. You know, because everybody should be happy with what they're doing, right? Because if that's where you want to be, that's where you want to be. That's it. Simple. So this was about 1,000 points, guys. It's gone up about 1,000 points. And people are wondering about the economy. The economy is great. Like, you have to ask yourself, do I really want to take myself seriously trading? Because if I take myself serious, I might be able to at least make what I make now at my job if I start really applying myself to this strategy. Because everything is really there for you guys. You have to use a combination of everything. You have to use a combination of your fibs for your USD. It's a faster pair, okay? Check out for any Gartleys, any patterns that may come out. And obviously check out your candle formations. That's the main thing. I will talk a little bit more about that. And the fourth thing that I look for as well is the stochastic being where it is right now. It's really low for me on a higher time frame. So that's a very, very good sign for me to take this for a long position. But always have your secondary option, which is your sell option, which is your short. So if it does short it with small leverage, because what it also might do, and I'm gonna share with you guys how I'm gonna take this pair, because this is the pair I'm gonna take after we get off the call. So if it comes down, that's where I would prepare my next position. Okay, so if it's gonna go up, guys, I want it to come down. I don't want it to keep going up, because if it keeps going up, then what's gonna happen? It's gonna sell off, and that's what I've seen a lot of pairs do. And just all this stuff comes from obviously watching trades over and over and over and over and over. It's like playing basketball, right? You shoot your jump shot over and over and over and over, and you're gonna eventually master the shot. Same thing here. We want to consider ourselves shooters, sharpshooters. I consider myself a Danny Green of the charts. Okay, I'm not going to say LeBron, because LeBron is not good at shooting compared to Danny Green. Just saying that for the record. Okay, and the reason I say that is because the reason it comes down is because it needs the volume to go up, or the reason it goes up is because it needs the volume to come down. So that's where it gets tricky and sticky, because you're wondering, you're like, well, what is it going to do? Well, how would you know that? Well, you would go look at your candle formations, and you would look at certain indicators that you may set up for yourself. Obviously, stick to the naked Forex trading. That's why I always encourage you guys to take a look at the naked Forex book. Read it, take notes, and take just one chart at a time, one trade at a time. Look at it for the formation, for the patterns, and then send those charts over to us, because that's the only way we could really learn. For the people that
Question, Isaiah.
What's up, bro?
My fault for interrupting. Were you still going to post those videos about how you post the EMAs and everything like that as well?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because Roger that.
Yeah, bro. Go ahead and text me, bro, like on the chat box. I forgot to let you know because you entered late.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No worries, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and make those for you guys. I actually shared that with the people that were on this call earlier. So thanks for reminding me. That way I can also share those videos with you guys later. Right now I'm making money, guys. That's why I'm sharing that with you guys. It's like, it's one of those things to where I want you guys to be in the best possible position to win. And you don't really need to be perfect at things. You need to watch the candles. And that's what I'm asking you guys to watch right now, the candles. Because, like, that's really where the money's at. It's really not in the indicators or anything. Like, if you watch the candles themselves, like, they tell you, like, what they want to do. Like, this has been hanging out in an area for me to where it wants to go up. It's showing me nice little spots to where I can say, you know what, I think this pair might go up. Because it's solid. So right now that I took the, I'm going to go ahead and answer the questions right now too. I see the spots where it created pockets. So that for me, like what I'm seeing right now is because NFP is happening, right? So the numbers that came out plus 1.4 million jobs, that should move the market up. So look for the volatility to increase. A further improvement in the labor market may lead to a bullish reaction in the dollar. So if the dollar goes up, euro versus USD may come down, because that's euro versus USD. That's why you guys are seeing that position there. So why I'm saying I'm going to take it for the long position is because I want one last tap before it comes down. When it does that, and then I want to check my sells under 1700. So for me right now, it's still a buy for that reason. Okay, so that's where it gets tricky and sticky, because you're like, wait, you just said you were going to take a long position. So, like, what do you mean exactly by that? So that's why I'm sharing with you guys that it may come down. But for now, it's going to go up, because that's what it's going to initially do from what I'm looking at right now. So be prepared for that, guys. Be prepared for that, because they wanted to drive it up to, the last time I checked in the notes, they wanted to drive it up to 25. So that's up to, let me see if I have a mark. Yep, it's up there. So it's way up there. They want to drive it all the way up to that area from what I saw in the article. And for me, it's still showing signs of that support. So that's what I'm saying. If it comes down into 1700, expect the bulls like you can for like I did actually for UCAD. So going into UCAD, because I traded that this morning. UCAD was pretty lit this morning. Let's see, where's UCAD? Yeah, it was definitely lit. It's positive again, so it's green. Yeah, so it's see. I was sharing with my wife this earlier, and I think I actually shared this with CJ too the other week. I said if it climbed into this circle, this black circle, it was going to go up. It was going to start driving up because that's where the bulls were. Because that's where I noticed the pair in March. The reason I highlight this pair is because we're going through like this challenging time in life, and I was just like, oh my God, I remember exactly what it did at 30. It just went up. So for me, I had that time and that memory recognition of like, dude, this is going to jump up from that area. And it did exactly what I marked up there. So now I'm looking for a retracement a little bit to the downside on the 4 hour. So I'm looking for the volume to slow down for maybe the next two candles. So I don't see the next two candles being too strong. I see it maybe coming down into maybe 30 again, 3,700, or maybe 31, just a price cap again, and then continuing its way upward. So what I see it doing is coming, because this is bullish from what I'm seeing right here. Maybe come underneath here like for a little bit, hang out, and then go right back up from that area to make the next drive up. Because remember what I said earlier on the call about when the pair is going to drive up, it needs to drive downward a little bit, because it's going to have to cross that other resistance area, which is at 32,150. I'm going to answer these chat box questions right now. So it looks like it 32,150. It's the resistance area for that pair. No? Okay.
369, the golden rule, right, my boy?
Yeah. And then there's also, yeah, and to answer your question, Francisco, yeah. And then there's the pivot area, 150. So that's a new thing that I want to share with you guys. So 150, that's like the pivot area. So 150, 250, 5, so 50, okay, are three coordinates that I'm going to share with you guys for UCAD right now. Obviously, there's more. When we get on more calls, I'll share more with you guys. That way you guys can have it all in your notebook. So 150, 250, and then 500, which would be the half between the price bars. So between, for instance, if I put it at 32 flat and 33 flat, the middle would be 32.50. As you guys can see here at 32.50, it did something. Let me go ahead and do this. Popped it all crazy out of nowhere. One thing I was going to share with you guys on these calls are going to start being sold, okay, on YouTube, on YouTube everywhere, from what I'm hearing in the stock market channel, Zoom calls. They're going up in price. Zoom is going up in price. So you guys can look forward to, when you guys get to this level, start selling your calls. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's how people are going to take you more serious. That's why people think that it's just like whatever. Oh, I'm not going to figure this out or whatever. And then they try to do it on their own. They lose a ton of money and then they have to come back. It's like, no, don't do that. Like, why would you do that to yourself? So that area that I circled is what I was sharing with you guys, is that area of 150. So 150, right? That's where I have it on the 4 hour. You guys can see that it made a nice little adjustment there to the downside. And then it came down to test into that blue area. And I know a lot of this can seem confusing, but you guys just have to, like, you know, just do everything. Like, just do everything that I'm sharing with you guys. And through time, progressively, it's going to start making sense. I know right now, to the newer people, it may not make sense. And that's okay. I'm looking for that third. So I'm going to leave this like this. I'm looking for that last retracement somewhere right in there. That way I can continue buying this for sure. Because it's for me, it's up on the stochastic. So I don't want to take it right now for a buy. So what I will do, I may short the pair on lower leverage. Does that make sense? So if I go into the trade, I may go into it for a sell. That way it sells off for what I need it to sell off. And then I can see where it stops selling. That way I can catch my buy, which leads me into my next my next thing that I wanted to share with you guys, which is learning from market biofeedback. Okay, so write that down. Learning from market biofeedback. That means that I learn more from trades that I take than trades that I stay out from. Okay, so that just means that you're going to be in more trades. So how can I be in more trades? And this is something that I've always shared with people, and I'm glad that I ran into this. Because I'm like, yeah, everybody's saying, why trade 4 times a month? I'm like, bro, you're stupid. How are you going to figure out trading? Like, seriously. Like, seriously. Or how are you going to figure out how to help people? Like, guys, I trade about 150 trades on average a month. Like, on average. And I trade about 80%. That's pretty impressive for 150 trades a month. That's why I share this with you guys, because it's not how much money you're making, it's how much impact you're creating as well, and as well as how much trading information and literacy are you learning from what you're doing. Because how are you going to be better at leveraging higher money if you can't leverage lower money? If you can't be in 150 trades with low leverage, bro, that means you can't trade high leverage. It doesn't matter how much you want to feel like you need more experience in the less leverage. Why? Because you're going to be able to see $1.60 is 16 whole points. Okay, what does that look like on a standard? For the people that are smart enough, you guys are going to do the math, right? I hope so. 16 points is about $160. Okay, 10 cents is what? $16, right? So that's how it works. So understand that to get that, it sounds cool, right? But how much money is it going to go down? And that's why I want you guys to be precise with your entries and the coordinates. Because if you guys, going back to the chart, so if you guys already took the learning from market biofeedback, I'm going to go ahead and go back into the chart. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about when it comes to the trade. So for instance, and I'm just going to give you guys a brief example without any indicators. That way you guys can see it. So for instance, if you guys are in it for a buy, you guys don't want to be in it for a buy right there. You guys want to be in it for a buy right here. That way it comes down and it goes up. That's simple, 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 guys. Because if you guys enter up there, then you guys are down like freaking 20, 30 points, and you guys are like, oh my God, it's selling, right? And then you guys pull out. No, it's not selling. You just entered at a pretty crappy time. That's it. You know, that's all it is. So where do I enter when I enter? So I'm going to show you guys with UCAD. Because UCAD is also another pair that I'll be taking first thing in the morning, because this pair looks pretty solid still. I was trading it all day. It was lit. So it's creating the nice, I should say the nice floor from what I'm looking there, from what it looks like there. If it does reject, it needs to give you a stronger wick for me. It's not giving me strong wicks. I mean, it kind of did right here. So it may start, so that's why you want to look out for trades to also redirect. You don't want to just be one way, like it's a buy fully, right? Because as the hours play out, I take this pair normally at 5 a.m. my time. So in that time, I let it do what it needs to do. I watch it for what I need to watch it for. And then boom, at 5, I catch my back from 5 to 6, 7, and then that's it. Don't be in the markets too long either. And be in the markets at the right times. So I got about 10 minutes on this call. So go ahead and ask your questions if you have questions, because I'm going to lead into USDJPY, because USDJPY has been great to us this week. I know that's been also a great pair that we've been trading. So what I wanted to share with you guys before I get into JPY is when you guys are looking at these sells, you can see how there might be a possibility for a sell, because it's looking like it's getting stronger. See, that's why I put the 2 arrows right over those candles, because the one arrow looks, the first arrow on top, it looks like the candle's smaller, and on the arrow to the bottom, so the second arrow, it's bigger. The pink candle is a little bigger. What I'm seeing that this wants to do, it wants to go down also on the stochastic all the way down, because it needs to come down on the 4-hour. So if it needs to come down on the 4-hour, it needs to come down more on the 5 minutes. On the 5 minutes, it's going to go up, down, up, down, up, down, up. On the stochastic, kind of how you guys see right there. So you guys see a wave here, and then it's pivoting, right? Like it's pivoting. That's what it looks like it's doing. and then it's going to go up. So on the next time up, you guys can probably catch it for a buy. So that's where you guys have to time it. So right now, let it come down to somewhere, because what I see it doing is maybe coming down to the cap area, like I had said to you guys, maybe 100, because I had my stop loss for the buy earlier, but it closed out in profits because it flushed up first, and I was able to close it out, and then I got out of the market because I knew that the spread was going to open. And the spread meaning the new day for the candle. So it's like an inventory check that they have. So that happens around 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's around 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you guys have to look out for those times, because you guys are in those trades at 2 p.m. your time in Arizona or in Vegas, then like you guys are trading like inaccurate, because it gives you a different read when the spread is open. Okay. So it creates different volume. It's called hidden volume that you have to find later, maybe 3, 4, 5 hours later. So I would say watch your trade, how it behaves through the spread around that time, and then look to take your entry around 9, 10 p.m. your time. But look to take it. Don't take it, okay? Look to take it, meaning what we're doing right now, okay? Watch your pair, educatedly, like mark up your chart. You know, like make sure you educate yourself on how you're marking up your chart. That's what I mean by that. Because a lot of people look for it to be perfect. No, look for you to like trap your pair perfectly for you. Like how would I best trap this pair so that I can clearly see what it's doing? Like clearly right here, I see that this pair is swinging up, right? It's swinging up. Like for me to take it for a sell right now would be kind of like, it'd be stupid. That's why I said if I do take it for a sell, it's more on a low leverage, because I'm understanding the position for the buy. Because sometimes, guys, you have to lose money to make money, to find your position, to really leverage that good leverage. Because it just takes one trade, guys, one trade. Just time it right. Have your levels, right? If you guys can see right here, it hasn't gone down past this level, which is why it's having a hard time coming down. It's simple. It didn't go down here, so why would it go down here? So that's why it came down, went back up, and it's holding right in that area. I know that right now it's like, bro, you're like saying way too much. But I also appreciate you guys for being on this call. I really do. Because you guys are going to be the ones that are going to be beneficiaries of everything that I'm sharing with you guys. Because a lot of people are struggling. I'm telling you, they're struggling. They don't even know how. They know they can copy and paste the trade. They know that, right? That's easy. That's the basic steps. Okay. But how do you educate people on trading? Like it takes some skill set, because you have to be in a lot of trades, and some of those trades are losses, but then you start getting better. You know, you start getting better through time, and time starts showing you that the trading is for everybody, because it's the timing in our life that throws off the trading, if that makes sense. So it's the timing in our life that throws off the trading, or it brings you closer to your goal in trading. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love that the people on this call are receiving plenty of value, because I know that the people that, you know, don't watch these calls, don't try to watch these calls, they're trying to do it their own way. And it's just like, to me, it's like, bro, like, don't do that, because you really don't need a millionaire showing you how to trade. You really just need somebody showing you the candles, and somebody that's wanting to learn like you, because chances are a millionaire only trades 4 times a month, because they already know what they're doing. But the people like me and you guys that are coming from where we were to where we're going, we need to be invested into watching the charts as much as possible, sending each other as much feedback, which is why I set up these calls this way. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I know that right now I've gone over UCAD and EUROUSD and how I'm planning on taking those trades. So right now, like I said, if I take this pair, it would be for low leverage to short it to find the buy. But like I said, I'm bull biased. So my buy for me on this pair, because I watched this pair earlier, would be a little bit above 400. That would be where my entry would be for this pair for the long position. I would watch for that to happen here in the next maybe 3-4 hours, like, because NFP is kicking in soon. So as soon as that NFP folder hits, I want you guys to follow it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the call with those folders. That way you guys can see that what time that's happening at. So at 6:30 a.m. the employment change, which is what I shared with you guys. It briefly came out on Wednesday, I believe, the adjustment. So a lot of those numbers were positive. But from what they were expecting. They were still red, but they were positive from what they were expecting. So we got, like I was sharing with you guys, we got 1.4 more million jobs, right, in the market. Look for the interest rate report to come out on September 16th for EUROUSD. That's when that pair may move. So that's the date for that pair, because they're looking to move the interest rate on September 16th. All that stuff, guys, you guys can fast forward in this calendar to those dates. That way you guys can plan on your red folders. That way you guys aren't having to chase red folders either. See, next week they got the main refinancing rate. So next week on Thursday, you could see EURUSD probably potentially making that move that I was sharing with you guys. So it takes time for these moves to play out. Right now, as of the immediate, I'm looking for USDCAD. And EURUSD, I'm trading because I've been following that pair. So don't jump into EURUSD unless they have a folder for it, for the newer people watching this, wanting to take trades, okay? And NZDCAD, just so you guys know, it moved a good 225 points, okay? USDCAD is a pair that I look forward to taking. So if you guys see that in the group and you guys want to take it with us, go ahead and do that. Ask us questions as you enter your trade with us. Let's enter that trade and share that trade on the Telegram group, because we have the Telegram set up for everybody that way. That way when you guys enter your trade, you guys can share that information there. That way we know where to direct you guys, or where we should share advice or information that we may need to share. Okay, so again, to recap the call, to end the call, when the central banks announced the monetary policy, it also, yep. No, it definitely moves the market. You can definitely plan on a move, greater move than 20 points. So that's something you can count on, bro. Even like, so it's yes to all that you said. That's why trading's like, dude, like it's one of those things, bro. It's one of those things. You have to be open-minded. I'm glad that you asked that question, bro. Great job for asking that, because it's yes to everything. So depending on the impact, that depends the pointage, but it's gonna have some impact. Yup, exactly. See that? That's perfect. See, because you can time it ahead. See how the red folder comes out on the 10th? And then the bank is planning the folder on the 9th. So you can plan ahead of the even Forex factory. But that's when the volatility is going to happen, when the red folder just, boom, gets released, because that's when they speak on that. So great job on discovering that, bro. Let's keep doing that for the trade setups. That way we get in the habit, because sometimes we don't check off with the DXY, or we don't check out our article that we need to check out. Developing news: Japan's prime minister resigned, which is why USDJPY went up 20% to 30% this week, and we caught some profits in that pair to start the week. I'm going to share those charts with you guys on the group, Plan Pit Profit, and then I'm going to do a private call for the people that I had shared. I was going to do a private call with after this call. Thank you guys for watching this call. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope that you guys have a great and powerful night. Thank you guys for being on this call. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Like us, subscribe to our channel, find us on Mindset UT. Love you guys very, very much. Find me on Facebook, Google us, do whatever you need to do. Be on these calls. God bless you guys. Have a great rest of your night.